What's up, everybody? Here we are with another court case coming through to you. Oops, what am I doing? Hit the wrong button. And we're going to show you this right now. It's my favorite judge again. It's the Clayton County Jail, guys. It's my favorite judge. So let's hit the play button. I fast forwarded through all the stuff you don't want to see. So we're good to go. We're good to go for this judge.
Ms. Becker, you're charged with obstruction of an officer and public drunk. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond on the obstruction is $4,000. Your bond on the public drunk is $1,000, for a total of $5,000. Condition of your bond: you shall not violate any laws on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
No.
These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Can you repeat that?
These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. You with the deputy. Your next court date will come in the mail. If you have not bonded out, they will bring you over for your first appearance. Have a good day.
I say good
You're
day.
welcome. Give me one more second. There's more paperwork I need to get.
Oh, she got to do some paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't we hear our burden yesterday?
We did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They added her new charge, but it wasn't added to the bond order. That's why the bond is already in the system. So I'm not sure if she's already bonded out. Is Kiara Burden with you, Deputy? What's your name? Deputy Harris?
Yes, sir. I have Ms. Carver right here.
Ms. Burden, you were brought before the court yesterday. Your bond is already brought forward on this charge, the felony drug charge. So you don't have two of them. You just have the same one from yesterday. I already gave you the bond at $5,000 on that charge for $5,000, okay?
He's already paid. I'm still here.
I'm not sure why you're still here, ma'am. The bond has already been, if it's already been paid, it's been set. You don't have additional charges. So we'll make sure that the paperwork is clear that these are not new charges and you should be able to be released, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I said good day.
You know, this judge, she's the one that says good day to everybody. So I got it. Let's see what's going on. We fast
The
forward.
same WAA form, I was requesting a police report that was referenced in the WAA.
She said they didn't have that.
We will need to reset Ms. Calhoun to tomorrow. Based on the nature of the charges, the court is not going to dismiss the charge. Where's Ms. Calhoun? Jessica Calhoun?
Say again, Your Honor. Calhoun? Right here.
Ms. Calhoun, your case is going to be reset to tomorrow. Your paperwork is not complete. There is paperwork that was referenced in the warrantless arrest affidavit that the court must review before considering whether or not to approve or deny your charges. So we will give them an opportunity to get the full paperwork over to the court, but you will have to have court tomorrow. So your matter is being reset.
Oh, you see the
Ms. Mayor,
eyeball?
if you can make a note that we are trying to.
We're continuing to 1:30 and we need the incident report, correct?
Yes,
Did
the
you see
incident
that
report was
roll?
incorporated by reference by the officer. So because that's the case, I must review it before making a determination. The WAA on its face is not sufficient. However, the WAA does reference the incident report. So based on that, the court must review it prior to making a decision. So I do feel bad, but we cannot move forward without having the paperwork.
Okay. I wrote it.
And whoever we need to contact. Okay,
I'll call them in the morning.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I can't speak.
Next should be Sierra Cooley.
Cooley. Okay, just have a seat in here. No, ma'am. I need you to sit over here.
Ms. Cooley, you are charged with simple battery, and disorderly conduct. Do you understand your charges? On the simple battery, your bond is $3,500. On the battery, your bond is $3,500. On disorderly conduct, your bond is $1,500 for a total of $8,500. A condition of your bond is that you shall stay away from James Sowell and Kentrell Small, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear you.
Ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, so I can go to court sooner, right? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please sign your waiver, leave it with the deputies. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
I said good day.
Oh, no.
Ishana Jameson. Ms. Jameson, you were charged with simple battery. Miss Mary, please pay attention because there's a lot going on with this one.
No,
I'm sure you're paying attention, but I'm just making sure.
I am, 'cause she gotta
She's got to pay attention for this one.
Okay.
the
Uh-oh.
last two warrant numbers as you do each one, Judge.
Okay, you were charged with simple battery, 2023 WA 02682. Criminal damage to property in the second degree, 2023 WA 2683. Cruelty to children in the third degree, 02684. Simple assault, 02685. Abandonment of child, 02686.
Dang.
Burglary, 02687. The court is denying the simple battery charge. I do not find sufficient probable cause for that one. 02682, the warrant is denied. For cruelty to children in the third degree, the court is denying that warrant. That's 02684. For abandonment of child, the court is denying that warrant is 02686. However, your other charges still stand. For the criminal damage to property, your bond is $7,000. Well, let me ask you first, do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
On the criminal damage, the bond is $7,000. On a simple assault, the bond is $3,500. And on the burglary, the bond is $10,000 for a total of $20,500. Condition of your bond is you should stay away from Ramon Dotson and Kiana Burney, and you shall not return to 415 Riverview Place. You must not violate any laws or out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond? Your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day.
I said good day.
Oh, no. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, can you bring her back?
Uh-oh.
Just so you know, the reason the court, for the record, the WAA for the charges that were dismissed, the officer who wrote the WAA did not do a sufficient job in detailing the incident. However, the prosecutor may review the actual police report. They can always reaccuse those charges. So just understand that based on what's in front of the court right now, that was the reason for the denial of the charges. However, the prosecuting attorney may always decide to reaccuse. Just want you to be aware of that. Brenda Johnson.
Johnson?
The judge is rolling her eyes again. So this lady old, or does she want to look old with
Ms.
the
Johnson,
gray?
you were charged with simple assault, simple battery, and aggravated assault. Do you understand your charges?
She's older.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are charged on your simple assault, your bond is $10,000. On the simple battery, your bond is $3,500. However, you do not have a bond on the aggravated assault, as it is alleged that you stabbed one of the victims. The court does not feel comfortable setting a bond in that charge. So you do not have a bond at this time on the aggravated assault charge. Should you get a bond on that charge, a condition of your bond is you shall stay away from Daniel Reynolds, Shamika Patterson, and you shall not return to the Judy Lane address. Is that your residence?
Yes.
I will allow you to go to that residence, Ma'am? What did you say, Ms. Johnson?
I said, yes, ma'am.
Why does she have
I
this
will
bald
allow you to
spot
go
going
with a
down the
sheriff's
middle?
escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort for any reason until this case is resolved, until that condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And like I said, as of right now, you do not have a bond on that serious charge. Your next court, what did you say, ma'am?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, I heard some background noise. I'm sorry. Your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day.
I said good day.
Suzanne Puckett.
Puckett. Yo, Puckett.
Your Honor, if you hear an inmate back there, he is one of our mental health people that you have to see later down the line. That explains the noise.
Thank you. And what is that person's name?
I believe it is let me look for you for a fact.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Puckett, you are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge?
There's a lot of battery.
Do you reside with Kevin Padron? The alleged victim, Kevin Padron?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Your bond is $3,500 and you're to stay away from Kevin Padron, meaning having no contact with him, and you must not violate any laws without a bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor offense. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't know.
Since you do not know, I'm going to go ahead and set your preliminary hearing for February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Your Honor,
I'm sorry. So I bond, I'm bonding now, and I go to the preliminary hearing on that? The 13th?
Your preliminary hearing is going to be waived if you bond out, but since you don't understand what the waiver is, the court does not feel comfortable accepting your waiver. So I'm going to set your preliminary hearing for February 14th. However, if you bond out, you will not have court on the 14th.
Okay, well then I will waive the preliminary hearing then, please.
Let's go ahead and keep it since you said you don't understand, and I don't want to do that. But you can talk with your lawyer about that if you need to. Okay. Have a good day. Asia Sherton.
I said good day.
and Your Honor, the name of that inmate I was telling you about is a Mr. West Marcus.
Okay, thank you.
What are you growling at, Panda?
Ms. Sherton, you were charged with battery, family violence. Do you understand your charge? I can't hear you. I'm sorry. There's a lot of background.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your boyfriend's name?
Roshan Pruitt.
Rashawn Pruitt. Your bond is $3,500. You are to have no contact with Rashawn Pruitt. Do y'all live together at that Church Street address?
Say it again?
Do you all live together at that Church Street address?
No, ma'am.
You shall not return to the 6603 Church Street address. And you shall not violate any laws without a bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver, leave it with the deputy. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
Thank you.
I said good day, sir.
Deputy Harris.
By the way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video, guys. Like, share,
we
subscribe.
can take Mr. West back if he's going to continue to be disruptive. I do have his, or we can do him as soon as we get done with the other two young ladies. We can do him first and get done with that so he can go back.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're going to do Ms. Stokes. We'll do Ms. Stokes and we'll do Ms. Williams and then we'll do Mr. West.
Okay.
Ms. Stokes, you're charged with theft by taking and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
On the theft by taking, your bond is $3,500. On the criminal trespass, your bond is $3,500. for a total of $7,000. Condition of your bond is you shall stay away from Shanteria Huggins. You shall not return to 5807 Williamsburg Trace. It was indicated that is a shared residence with you and Ms. Huggins. As such, I will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort for any reason until this case is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your theft by taking is a felony. As such, your next court date is going to be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Empress Williams.
Empress.
Ma'am, you are charged with DUI. Do you understand your charge? Your bond is $5,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver, leave it with the deputy. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Let's do Mr. West.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll go grab it.
She wants to get that loud guy out of there. Fast forward a little bit.
And Deputy Harris, it looks like he's a alleged fugitive. We can do him and Miguel Chavez together.
You do him and Mr. Chavez together?
Is Chavez is not the one that needs an interpreter, is he?
No, Your Honor, I don't believe Mr. Chavez needs an interpreter.
So let's do the fugitives now, since Mr. West is being a bit of a disruption. We'll do both fugitives now so we can move forward.
She normally does them at the end.
Thank you.
Dang, Donnie's making all kinds of noise. All right, this is gonna be some fast forward and stuff here, cause
I can't see the judge.
Right here. That's right in front of you.
Yeah, it got a blur. I cannot see the judge.
Can't fix that.
I just judge the clone right now. Am I right or wrong?
I can see it.
Is this Mr. West? Let's put him on mute, please.
You said put him on mute?
Yes. Mr. West, this is your extradition hearing. You are being alleged as a fugitive. You do not have charges facing you in this case, in this state. However, there is another state that is requesting that you return. You are wanted out of the state of Texas as a fugitive for violation of probation. And they have indicated that they want to take you back to the state of Texas. In accordance with the state laws of Georgia, you are brought before me for an explanation of this proceeding. You have the right to contest the legality of these proceedings.
he's happy.
And voluntarily be returned, or you may waive your right to the extradition process. So it is the desire of this court. You know what? Let's reset him till tomorrow.
Oh, this judge
Let's
don't
reset
play.
him to Miss Mary. Did you see that? Hear that?
I'm judge. I apologize. I'm just.
Yeah, we reset.
I'm just excited.
We're gonna. You can't be that excited, sir. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Ooh,
have a good day. You are
have
reset.
a good day.
Reset till tomorrow.
You done for today, bro.
You're
just
wasting your breath
messed it
because I
all
can't
up.
hear anything you're saying, and I don't read lips. So have a great day.
Like I said, I love this judge.
Okay, I wrote it down.
We are resetting Marcus West to tomorrow. You can mute the jail, please. We are resetting Marcus West to tomorrow for behavior.
Okay, that's what I
His
put down.
behavior leads the court to believe he's unable to understand what's going on. We made several attempts to try to get his case done today. We will do it tomorrow. Let's move forward with the gentleman inmates. We will do Mr. Chavez last, as the court is originally intended to do all of the alleged fugitives last. So let's go back to my original plan and let's go ahead and go through the male inmates and we'll get them out when y'all are ready. Let's get started. Y'all can make sure that there's a safety. So whenever everything is fine, we can get the gentleman out and we'll keep going with the first appearance.
We have him go on now, Your Honor.
Okay, let's get the
He's
gentleman
all-
out. We're gonna go in order now with the gentleman as we originally planned on doing.
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
All right, it's gonna take a second because he's gonna have to go get all the gentlemen in. So let's fast forward to this part for you guys. Here we go. Like how that works. Get you fast forwarded through this stuff. That's why you watch me. By the way, since you do watching me, do like watching me, do that like, share, subscribe button, all that good stuff. You don't gotta get so close, guy. We don't need to see your chest hairs and stuff. The judge isn't there yet, so
We are back on the record. Is this Cedric Bohannon? I'm sorry, they still have you muted.
do a thumbs up or something.
Please fix your shirt. They have you muted, Mr. Bohannon. Can somebody unmute at the jail, please?
She does not like it when their shirts aren't buttoned all the way up.
the judge need you.
Again, are you Cedric Bohannon?
Ma'am.
You are charged with terroristic threats, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charges?
No.
On the terroristic threats, your bond is $10,000. For the possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, your bond is $10,000. For the obstruction of an officer, your bond is $3,500, for a total of $23,500. A condition of your bond is you shall stay away from Rodney Campbell, and you shall not return to 6057 Pine Creek Road in Forest Park. Do you reside there with Mr. Campbell? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Since that is your residence, I will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property for any other reason without a sheriff's escort until this case is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand? They have you muted again. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said good day, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
2 of your charges are felonies. As such, your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day.
Step up.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm
The
still
Corey
listening,
and
but I'll be right
Callaway?
back.
No.
You were charged with violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, which is a felony, use or possession of drug-related objects, and another count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Do you understand your charges?
No.
For the felony drug charges, your bond is $7,000 each. And for the drug-related objects, that is a misdemeanor, your bond is $1,500 for a total of $15,500. And you must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand? Are you able to make bond? The next court date is February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Step up.
Charles Carter. Are you Mr. Carter?
Yes, ma'am.
You are charged with a misdemeanor count of obstruction of an officer, a misdemeanor count of criminal trespass, and that is, you are also charged with 2 felony counts of battery on a police officer, 4 counts of aggravated assault, 3 counts of simple assault, and 1 felony count of obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charges? Let me stop you. I asked you, do you understand your charges? I didn't ask you what's your defense. Do you understand your charges?
Gotta get my food in.
I'm gonna read it to you. It is alleged that on January 28th, you locked your family out of your residence, that you deadbolted it and turned the music up loud and would not let your family back into the home. It is also alleged that when the officers tried to order you lawfully to unlock the door, you refused. It is then alleged that you did start to fight officers, scratching them with your hands, hitting them with your lips, throwing dressers at them, throwing shoes, choking them, making it difficult for different officers to breathe, resisting arrest, throwing tennis shoes, and refusing to comply with officers' demands. As such, for your misdemeanor charges, your bond is $10,000 each. So that's for the obstruction, Miss Mary, criminal trespass, $10,000 each. For the misdemeanor obstruction, that's with 423. For the simple assaults, those are misdemeanors. Your bond on those charges are $10,000 each. However, you do not have a bond on any of your felony charges, and that is pursuant to OCGA 17-10-1. So you do not have a bond on your felony charges. Your next court date is going to be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Wowzers.
Did you get all that, Ms. Mary? I'm sure you did.
I did.
Mr. Flores?
No.
Raul Flores?
Right here, right here.
Please fix your shirts, gentlemen. I know they just give you clothes, but I don't want to look at y'all's chest all day. Sir, you are charged with failure to have headlights on, DUI, 2 counts of open container, driving on a suspended license, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
For the headlights, your bond is $500. For the DUI, your bond is $6,000. For the open containers, your bond is $500 each. For the driving on a suspended license, your bond is $3,000. And for the possession of a marijuana, your bond is $3,000. The reason being is that there is a lengthy history of these types of charges. Your total bond is $13,500. Condition of your bond is you shall not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Can you repeat the last phrase? I'm sorry.
Your bond is $13,500, and I asked, are you able to make bond?
I would try, yes.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
What does that mean?
I've already gone over that earlier today. I'm going to set your preliminary hearing for February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Give me one moment. I need a new pen.
She done wore her pen out. If I can fast forward this till she comes back. Who knows how long it's going to take.
Mr. Gator, you are charged with loitering and prowling, giving a false name and date of...
We got to start this one over again.
Mr. Gator, you are charged with loitering and prowling, giving a false name and date of birth, and obstruction. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond on the loitering or prowling is $1,000. For giving a false name, your bond is $3,500. And for an obstruction of officer, your bond is $3,500 for a total of $8,000. And you shall not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
I think this person's in transition, so maybe they use their transition name.
These are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Excuse me?
These are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Please sign your waiver and leave it with the deputies. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Willie Hall.
That person's probably in transition.
Is the man in the glasses, excuse me, not you, Mr. Hall. Is that Mr. Chavez?
Yes.
We're gonna take him at the end. Remember, he's a alleged fugitive, so he can go back wherever you need him to go, because I'm not gonna do him till the very end.
This judge does not play around. All right.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, we're gonna have to fast forward it again, save you guys some time. Whoa, they're going. Went back to this person. Okay, hold on. Let's see why.
Can you bring Gator back, please?
Right row.
Yes, I'm here. I don't understand what you're saying.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So is this a transgender person, and are they transgendering from male to female or female to male? I wonder if that's what the issue is. It looks like they're male transgendering to female, or maybe they're just a cross-dresser.
Okay, I was just looking at something. I was trying to make sure that we saw the name that was in there. So I apologize. You had another question for me?
Yes, I'm trying to understand what you're saying as far as in the what was you saying? About the preliminary thing?
She won't answer that.
So you don't understand the preliminary hearing? I'm going to set it down for February 14th at 8:30 a.m. You can talk to your lawyer about it, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Don't worry about the waiver since you don't understand it. Have a good day. Willie Hall.
Right here, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's like this guy's like, I don't want to
You are
piss off this
charged with
judge.
DUI, driving on the wrong side of the road, red light violation, improper lane change, and license not on person. Do you understand your charges?
Your Honor.
Okay. On the DUI, your bond is $5,000. On the wrong side of the road, your bond is $500. On the red light, your bond is $500. Improper lane change, your bond is $500. And license not on person, your bond is $500, for a total of $7,000. And you must not violate the laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, I wish not to waive it.
Your next court date will be February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Give me 1 more second. These pens are just, Ms. Mary, remind me to get some more pens because this will slow me down. Give me 1 second, gentlemen.
Okay.
Wonder why she turns off her camera. Takes her a long time to go get a pen.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you? You're charged with obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge? Your bond is $3,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor.
I think he said yes.
If you wish to, you can waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I'm gonna make bond, so I don't know nothing about the preliminary hearing. Is that like preliminary hearing? Like
What she's gonna yell at him.
So I already went over it earlier. Since you don't understand, I'm not mad at you, but I'm going to go ahead and set it for February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. If you make bond, your preliminary hearing will be waived, but for now we're going to set it for the 14th. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Jimmy Hood.
He's hood.
Sir, your charge is disorderly conduct. Do you understand your charge?
no statement charge?
Yes.
Not guilty.
No.
All right. Your bond is $1,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Not as of right now, but I want to file a motion for dismissal. Send the court a motion on a proof of service.
Can't do that
Okay.
right here.
You can share that with your attorney. Your next court date will be February 14th at 8:30 a.m. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Marquise Lockwood. What is your name in the mask? Excuse me. What is your name? Excuse me. What is your name?
Demetrius Farrell.
She is not happy with him.
Miss Mary, can you check and see if he OTB? They didn't send his paperwork over, Mr. Farrell. I assume he was OTB.
Okay. You said his last name is Farrell, F-E-R?
Ferrell.
Okay.
All right, so back to Mr. Lockwood. Sir, you were charged with theft by taking a motor vehicle. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time pursuant to OCGA 17-10-1. Your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
You're gonna be in another court. Your court ain't gonna be the same.
Marisha Lumpkin.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
You are charged with failure to stop at a stop sign, a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Do you understand your charges?
Would you say that second one again, Your Honor?
Yes, I'll read all of them. I'll speak a little quickly. You're charged with a stop sign violation, a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and use or possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Do you understand your charges?
No.
For your stop sign violation, the bond is $500. For the drug charge, your bond is $7,000. For the weapons charge, your bond is $7,000, for a total of $14,500. A condition of your bond is you shall not violate any laws out on bond. You need me, Deputy Taylor?
No, ma'am, I'm just adjusting the volume.
Oh, okay, thank you. A condition of your
I'm
bond is
sorry.
you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I'm sorry, could you run that last part? But I'm kind of hard of hearing.
Okay. The bond is $500 for the misdemeanor, $7,000 for the drug charge, $7,000 for the weapons charge, for a total of $14,500, and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Raphael Mathis?
I said good day.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Deputy,
Yes, ma'am.
I can't get in touch with anybody in intake.
Intake?
Yeah.
I think we only have one lady over there.
Okay. You know who it is?
No, ma'am, I don't. We kind of stretched out. It's only 4 deputies that's here, and they got us in different places feeding and also field calls. So we're kind of stretched thin.
Okay. All right, Judge, if I can't get in touch with anybody, we may have to continue, Farrell.
Who, for him?
No, I'm not gonna, I'll just do, he has literally traffic charges. They have, I'll go ahead and we can figure that out. We'll put him at the end where I don't want to reset him for those traffic charges.
Okay.
If it were something more serious, like the DUI lady or something like that, then we would reset it, but I don't want to hold him another day for charges that are already set. So we'll put him last.
Okay.
That's what.
Okay. Yes. We're trying to figure out if he's OTB, and if not, we don't have his paperwork, but I don't want to reset him because I figure we can figure something out. But
They give you a whole bunch of treats.
He advised me that his bond had already been paid.
That's what it is.
okay, so then that's why he wasn't brought over. Okay, perfect. So we're good. Thank you, Deputy Taylor. Are you Mr. Mathis?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce and violation of the seatbelt. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
For the seatbelt charge or bond, for the marijuana charge, your bond is $1,500. And for the seatbelt charge, your bond is $500 for a total of $2,000. And you shall not violate any laws without on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Oh, Donnie.
These are misdemeanors, which means you can waive your preliminary hearing should you choose. Do you wish to waive a preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date is February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Keelan Floated,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you are charged with loitering or prowling, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, use of possession of drug-related object, and 2 counts of possession, 2 counts of obstruction of an officer. I have dismissed your second charge, 2023 WA 02631. The WAA is denied on that count of obstruction, but the other charges still stand. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
For the loitering charge, your bond is $1,000. For the marijuana charge, your bond is $1,500. For the use of possession of drug-related objects, your bond is $1,500. And for your remaining obstruction charge, your bond is $3,500. For a total of, hold on, $8,500. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date will be February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
How are all these people making bond? They're stealing, but yet they're able to make $8,000 bond. I know it's like $1,000, but still, if you got $1,000 in your pocket, you shouldn't be stealing. Just saying.
Raquan Rowe. Mr. Rowe, you are charged with criminal intent at burglary, obstruction of an officer as a misdemeanor, use of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, possession of burglary tools, 2 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, knowingly driving on a vehicle with suspended or canceled registration, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and a tag violation. Do you understand your charges?
No, because I wasn't
ask were you guilty. I asked you understand your charges. You said no. I will read it to you. It is alleged that on January 27th, that you did commit the offense of criminal intent when you took 2 underage juveniles to an incident location to break into cars, that you committed the offense of obstruction when you willfully lied about your reason for being on the property, and that you knew the 2 suspects who were on scene and you delayed the investigation of the officers, that you had a firearm, which is a Taurus 9mm, sitting in the center console of your vehicle, that you admitted to driving the full and actual control of the vehicle, that you admitted to being in possession of a ski mask and multiple flashlights, that you had 2 minors, M. Durden and J. Larkins, close to midnight outside of curfew, that you were driving with a canceled registration on your vehicle, that you did admitted to driving the vehicle, that you had marijuana within your reach, and that your tag was a temporary tag that belonged to a Chrysler Sebring, but it was supposed to be on a black Jeep Compass. So those are the allegations. On the criminal attempt charge, your bond is $7,000. On the obstruction of an officer charge, your bond is $3,500. On the weapons charge, your bond is $7,000. On the possession of burglary tools, your bond is $7,000. On the contributing to the delinquency of a minor, you have 2 counts of that, so they're $5,000 each.
Wow.
On the driving on a suspended registration, your bond is $500. On the possession of marijuana less than an ounce, your bond is $1,500. And on your concealing a tag, your bond is $500 for a total of $37,000. Condition of your bond is that you shall stay away from the minors, M. Durden and J. Larkins, and you shall not violate the laws of out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
How much it was?
$37,000.
Yes.
Your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Once again, I don't see how these guys can make bond for $37,000. 10% or 15% they're saying is normally, so it's like $4,500.
Salazar. I believe
he needs an interpreter, so I put him with the other guys.
Thank you so much.
You go, Pam.
Jonathan Sanders.
Ma'am.
You were charged with theft by receiving stolen property. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $15,000, and you shall not violate any. Hold on one second. Your bond is $25,000, and you shall not violate any laws without a bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
Your next court date is February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Jerwan Smiley.
Ma'am.
You were charged with simple assault and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charges?
Ma'am.
On the simple assault, your bond is $3,500. On the criminal trespass, your bond is $3,500 for a total of $7,000. You shall stay away from Gina Dowling and not return to that address on Lexington Court in Riverdale. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
And you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date will be February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Avery Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with false reporting of, please fix your shirt. You were charged with false reporting of a crime. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500, and you shall not violate any laws out of bond. Do you understand?
Yes,
Are you able to make bond?
ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor offense. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date is February 14th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Deontay Strong.
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged. You're Mr. Strong.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
19 years old.
You were charged of forgery in the first degree. Give me 1 second.
Forgery. Let's fast forward through this.
You were charged with forgery in the first degree. Do you understand your charge?
Not really.
It is alleged that on January 28th that you used a false money order at Walmart, that it was confirmed to be fake by the business and was given to authorities to cash, that you approached the associate and attempted to scam the business by cashing the money order, that you were taking into custody when the money order would not be accepted by the register. Your bond is $10,000, and you should not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes. You said 10,000?
Yes. Your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
Cortez Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Thomas, you are charged with arson in the first degree and reckless conduct. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
On the arson, you do not have a bond. It is denied pursuant to judicial discretion, so no bond denied. And on the reckless conduct, which is a misdemeanor, your bond is $10,000. But as stated, there is no bond on the first degree arson. Your next court date will be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201.
No good day on him.
James Tucker. Or you were charged with a felony count in violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, use or possession of drug-related objects, and another felony count of the violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charges? Your bond is $7,000 on each drug charge, And on the misdemeanor, your bond is $1,500 for a total of $15,500. You must not violate any laws or out on bond. Do you understand? Are you able to make bond? I can't hear you. Are you saying yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is going to be February 13th at 8:30 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Hasta good day, sir.
Tyrese Williams. Mr. Williams, you are charged with felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, tinted windows, use of possession of drug-related objects, and another felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am. I got one question though. When they pulled me over, they told me it was for my tax.
Let me stop you. It's not time for you to ask me questions. I asked you questions and you said you do understand your charges. For the drug felony charges, your bond is $7,000 each. For the tinted window, your bond is $500. And for the use of possession of drug-related objects, your bond is $1,500 for a total of $16,000. And you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
Your next court date is February 13th. Now, what was your question?
When they during the traffic stop, they told me it was for the tag and not the tint.
Okay, you can share that with your attorney, okay? Have a good day.
I said good day, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Cedric Bohannon. I was the first case. I was just casting for clarity.
Oh.
Hold on one second.
She is pissed.
Where is Hector Duran? Did we find out if he was OTB, Miss Mary? I'm sorry. That was like a whole hour ago. The add-on?
Yeah, he's OTB.
Okay. What was your question, sir? What'd you say, Miss Mary? I'm sorry.
No, not to me.
She saw you already. So why you back in line?
Because I need clarity on her orders.
Cleared on her order.
Yeah, she asked about a move out date. I'm saying, I was like,
What? Come on, Bohannon, because I don't even know how you got up here. What's the question?
on your move out day you requested, I was just letting you know that I have a legal lease signed with that tenant at their residence. Are you telling me I need to leave?
Yes.
Yes. You have to, you can talk to your lawyer about that, but this is something we do in all those types of cases whenever there is allegations of violence. And honestly, based on the only reason I gave you a bond, to be honest, is because your criminal history is not as bad as some others that I see. But yes, you actually are not supposed to be, a lot of judges will not even give you a bond, but we're supposed to see, would you be a risk for reoffending, which I don't think you will. But we also have to make sure that you're a protection. We have to do a protection for the public interest, which I can't take that risk. So no, you are not allowed to go back to that property without a sheriff's escort. You can get your property when you go with the sheriff's escort, but barring that, do not go back there. You do have an attorney who can share with the judge, another judge, about, you know, leases and all of that. But for now, you're not allowed to live there. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to know, how do I get to school? Do I go to the deputy, to the sheriff?
They can tell you all that when you get ready to bond out, okay? Have a good day.
Don't come back out.
Don't come back out and piss off the judge.
Duran Williams. Who?
Duran is Deputy Taylor. Duran is bonded out. He's OTB. You can take him back. Hector.
Oh, that's what it said. You be getting out shortly. Alan, he needed
This is Sensei Interprete.
You need an interpreter?
Not really.
Okay.
Yes or no? Okay.
That's our future. We're gonna do both. We're gonna do an interpreter for both. We just go. Give me a second.
Fast forward, because she's gonna have to call the interpreter. Here we go.
Oh, Your Honor.
Skipped ahead.
Yes.
Your Honor, you have two females from earlier that had wanted to get some clarity on right quick, if that's
we don't.
convenient for
No, that's not appropriate. I don't know what, if you want to ask them what their questions are. Every order I've given has been clear. Order I've given has been clear. So if you want to ask them what their question is, if you think it's something that you think the judge is something I would actually be willing to share, that's fine. But all this popping out and popping back in, y'all are too stressed and y'all are very nice gentlemen. But no, This back and forth is silly. Now, if you want to talk to them off camera and see what they need, I'm happy to give clarification, but I purposely give them very specific instructions. They know what the orders are. They know what the bond amounts are. They know where they can go, where they cannot go. I don't know how clearer I can be. And I'm not mad at you, Deputy Harris, but we've been here for 2 hours and this is getting a little ridiculous. So if you want to ask them whatever their question is, while you're asking them that, I'm going to be connecting with an interpreter. If we're done with the interpreter and you feel like it's worth having the question, I'm happy to answer it, okay? And I'm not mad at you, but this is getting a little ridiculous.
Completely understand.
Thank you. Stand by for the interpreter.
All right, let me see if I can find an interpreter. Let me find this interpreter. All right, here we go. I think I found it. Should be real close. Any second. There we go.
Can you all hear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can y'all hear?
He says, see, Your Honor. Okay, I'm going to swear you in. Gabriel, do you swear to interpret from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English in accordance with your training and experience?
I swear, Your Honor.
All right. We have Rosendo Salazar. You are charged with theft by receiving stolen property.
Es cargado de robo y recibir objetos robados.
Do you understand your charge?
He speaks English.
As a result of this charge and the fact that you are currently on probation,
Como resultado de este cargo y por el hecho de que está en libertad condicional,
you do not have a bond at this time.
usted no tiene una fianza en este momento.
No tengo fianza.
However, the court has appointed an attorney to represent you.
De cualquier manera, la corte ha puesto un abogado para representar.
And your next court date will be February 13th.
Su próxima fecha de corte será febrero 13
at 8:30 a.m.
a las 8:30 a.m.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
Okay.
Sí, okay.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
I think he said see. See? You understand?
Sí, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
¿Entiende?
Okay. Have a good day.
Yes.
Tengo un buen día, señor.
Is the interpreter speaking anything else I may assist you with, Your Honor?
Yes, we have one more individual.
Okay.
Please introduce yourself to Mr. Chavez.
Señor Chávez, solo se les intérprete. Este llamada puede ser monitoreada con propósito de capacitación de calidad.
Parece bien.
Everything's well.
Mr. Chavez, you were here before the court, not because you have charges pending here.
Wait, this is a long one.
Señor Chávez está aquí no porque tenga cargos pendientes de aquí con nosotros.
Rather, you have charges pending in the state of Arkansas.
No tienes cargos pendientes en el estado de Arkansas.
And they are requested that you return to answer for the charge of rape.
Rape.
Y ellos están solicitando que responda por el cargo por el que es debido.
In accordance with the state laws of Georgia, you have the following rights regarding your extradition.
Según la ley del estado de
She's not happy.
Georgia, está esperando su expedición.
You have the right to contest the legality of this warrant.
A la oficina más.
or you may waive your right and voluntarily return to the state of Arkansas.
O puede dejar su derecho y regresar voluntariamente al estado de Arkansas.
You have the right to an attorney.
¿Perdón? I'm sorry, can you repeat that for me, please?
You have the right to an attorney.
Tiene derecho a un abogado.
And if you decide to contest the extradition, you must file a writ of habeas corpus.
Y si decide participar en la expedición, entonces puede ser hecho en corte.
The writ can only contest the following things.
El riesgo solo puede consentir las siguientes cosas.
First, whether the documents are in order on their face.
Que los documentos estén en orden.
Whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in Arkansas.
O que tenga un cargo del crimen que actualmente hizo usted en Arkansas.
Whether you are in fact the person named in the request for extradition.
Y se pone el nombre, la cuenta para extradición.
And whether you are in fact a fugitive.
Y si está como fugitivo.
You cannot raise the issue of your guilt or innocence in this state.
No puede usted declararse inocente o culpable acerca de su acusamiento en este estado.
If you waive extradition, the state of Arkansas will have 30 days to come and get you.
Si desecha la expedición, el estado de Arkansas tendrá esos 30 días para venir por usted.
If you contest extradition, then you will have an additional 60 days to await extradition.
Si participa, entonces tendrá...
I know these are boring, guys. Sorry. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Do you wish to voluntarily return to the state of Arkansas?
I'm sorry, the audio was... Excuse me, the audio was cutting up, so I cannot hear you, the last part.
Do you wish to voluntarily return to the state of Georgia?
Arkansas.
What part are you not hearing?
Well,
yes,
I don't,
clarify.
if he says, you say if I voluntarily...
Are you going to voluntarily want to return to the state of Arkansas to stand on these charges?
Okay, I know they're not my charges because I'm not, I
Well,
have never
yes
lived
or no.
there.
Do you want to return to Arkansas?
Well, I need to return to Arkansas to prove my innocence.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
All right.
Entonces, sí.
Do you need the interpreter?
Not really.
I'm sorry?
Not,
Yes.
Hold on one second, Gabriel. He says he doesn't need you, but I do want you to talk to Mr. Hector. Hold on one second. Mr. Chavez, please sign your original waivers and leave them with the deputy, and they'll send them back to me, and we'll get them over to the processing unit. Have a good day.
I say good day, sir.
Okay, you're going to sign all papers on this line.
Deputy Taylor, since we have the interpreter here, let me just tell Duran what's going on so he'll know that he's getting bonded out.
Yes, ma'am. Sign a little line. It will be the same line on everything.
And Your Honor, for the other issue I talked to you about, I believe, I'm just gonna tell you Ms. Cooley's question. She just wanted you to tell her what the bond amount was.
What's her name?
Cooley.
Miss Mary, do you have Miss Cooley's bond amount in front of you? You know, my paperwork is all over the place.
Hold on. Let me-
She already told you once. You forgot already? How do you forget your bond? I had to remember that.
No, I have 1,500 on disorderly conduct, but I missed the 2 batteries.
The batteries, okay, give me 1 second.
Batteries are 3,500 each. So
Let's get back to Cooley after I get to know Mr. Duran. Mr. Duran, come forward, please. Gabrielle, we're back on the record. Please tell Mr. Duran that his bond has been posted and he should be getting out shortly.
Su fianza ha sido fijada y estaría siendo liberado rápido, próximamente.
You understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí, pero no se le oye mucho. A usted no se le oye mucho.
Su fianza ha sido fijada y será liberado próximamente. This is the interpreter speaking. He just asked for a repetition. I just repeated, Your Honor.
Okay. Have a good day.
That's a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Un buen día. The interpreter is speaking. Anything else I may assist you with, Your Honor?
No, thank you, Gabrielle. Have a good day.
That's a good day.
Thank you for using our service. Have a pleasant rest of your day. Goodbye, Your Honor.
Bye. Now, you said she needs to know what? Well, that'll be going through processing. That's going to be going through processing. It's like $1,000, and the battery usually is anywhere from 3,500 to 5,000. That paperwork is somewhere down at the bottom of the stack, but that'll come through processing. So, if she has a bond, it will be there at the front. If our family members are calling or watching, when they call intake, they'll have the information in there.
Okay. And Your Honor, the last one was for the young lady that was denied bond due to her a paperwork mix-up.
Let's take us off.
She wanted.
All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a good day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We're going to do these. We're trying to do one a day. All right, guys.